Well, I'm going to start, unusually, I'm going to start with an apology. Yes, I apologise to people. My first apology has got to be, first and foremost, to my mum, because I've actually only seen my mum once since Christmas, um, because I am so busy. And she's very, very, very understanding, but doesn't make me feel any less that I would like to see more of I'd like to see my mum every week. I would. Sometimes I'd like to see her 2 or 3 times a week, but unfortunately, with what I have going on, I genuinely just don't have the time. An apology to my friend Wendy, who I know desperately misses chatting to me, and I desperately miss chatting to you too. I really do. And I am sorry for not having a lot of available time at the moment. And I wish I could wave a magic wand and make my 24-hour day be a 60-hour day, but I just don't, conceivably just don't have that many hours in the day. And I don't sleep a massive amount because my brain is either thinking about what's the next step, what do I do next, what meetings have I got to arrange, where do I need to be. It's really difficult. And an apology to my friends, who I would normally ring and pester the life out of on a regular basis and have a good old chinwag, or maybe even a rant to them because I'm angry about one situation or another. So I apologise to you all for not being able to give you right now as much time as I would like to give you. It isn't through choice. I promise you that now. It's not through choice. And that is because of several reasons. Obviously, there is Marius. Our lovely Baroness Cox came back from her jaunts, as she calls them. She goes on jolly jaunts. And she again came back and was quite poorly. So I am trying to pin her down. And if I have to, the next day, I've got a meeting coming up with her. So I will pin her down by her skirt tails to pin a date for her for the next Maria's conference, because I actually think it's really, really important. Even when I went and met with the Muslim lady who I'm really good friends with, who I've been giving support to for the last 3 years, we both said, we really wanted to go and grab a coffee and have a chat, and we just didn't have time even for that. So it really isn't that I'm trying to purposely, avoid any of you, because I love you all dearly. I just don't have the hours in the day. And quite honestly, some days I just don't have the energy to do anything, but I do it because it has to be done. You can see today, ponytail in place, not looking particularly like I've had enough sleep, and that'll be because I haven't had enough sleep. And my housework, as you can see, I need a cleaner. Suzanne, I need a cleaner. Get over and do my cleaning. But one of the things that I do want, there's a couple of things I want to really touch on. The first is that there's a couple of ladies that contacted me. Now, both these ladies, I'm sure they have no problem with me saying this, they happen to be gay. As they happen to be, they're gay. They're gay, end of, they're gay. Lovely, lovely people. Really lovely people, and really heartfelt. And standing up for right over wrong. And not just on the issue of how gays are treated within Islam, but also the way that they see everything going backwards. That you hear people talk about, these are the persecuted minority. These gay people don't think they're the persecuted minority anymore. They know that was a fight that was had in history and time, but it's not a fight that they really have now. And that's not to say you don't have homophobes. Of course you do. Homophobes exist in all walks of life. If that person happens to not agree with homosexuality, but isn't going to go out and bash your brains in or go out and call you disgusting, vile names for no apparent reason, they are entitled to their opinion. And they're entitled to have their opinion that they may not agree with it. Well, that's their opinion. It's not going to change a law. It's not going to make any difference. These people don't really care if people agree with it, so long as they're treated with respect. And on the whole, they are. But I'm not going to go into what their concerns were, but they do have some very... Actually, no, I am going to touch on it. Their concern is that when you go to a hospital for operations and such like, you have to fill in a form. And then on one of the questions, they ask you what your sexuality is. I don't know why it's relevant. If you're in there for an operation, you can decline to answer, I know. But most people, they're proud to be who they are. So why would they not just tick the box? Yep, I happen to be gay, lesbian, transgender, whatever. Why would they not tick the box? But what she said was, how does she know that, especially in light of the fact that we've had a lot of doctors that have turned out to be extremists that have flown out and joined ISIS? How do we know that this person will get the right treatment? How do we know that the operation won't be botched? Now, that's not to say it will be. That's a genuine fear. It's a genuine problem. It's a genuine concern. One that I will be raising at my next meeting, because it's something that we have to take on board. And something else that they said was they couldn't understand why more gays weren't standing behind groups such as Maria's. Why aren't they speaking out? Why are they drawn to the left? And I do think, and we've had this discussion, that they think because gays and lesbians were at one point the targeted minority of homophobic attacks, that they have some empathy towards Muslims as a minority. Well, fine, have some empathy. But that doesn't mean to say you don't stand up against Sharia law. That doesn't mean you don't stand up and scream as loudly as possible to anyone who will listen. The Sharia law is not acceptable. If you haven't got the courage and the fortitude to do that, you are a coward. You are a moral coward. The other thing I've noticed, and this is something that has really warmed my heart a lot, and I'm so pleased to see it, is more women are starting, even if they turn their phone round so it films the wall while they hear their voice, are actually making videos, little podcasts, and getting it out and speaking up how they feel. I think that's important. So I will implore everybody on my Facebook, everybody on my Twitter, get your phone, turn your phone to a blank wall. Or if you know how to upload it and put pictures in front of it, do it. Make a video. Let's start talking about what your concerns are. What is it that concerns you? What are your fears? Let's have the conversation. Now, the other thing I also was absolutely sorry, mouth really dry. She said that she grabs her usual cup of tea. Another thing that I found amazing, I watched the movie the other night, Suffragettes, because Maria's colours are the colours of the suffragettes for that reason. I believe it is time for the new age suffragette. I think it's time for women now we can't just expect the men to keep taking this fight. Women can make changes. They can. They have a voice. It's time we used it. It's time we exercised the very rights that the likes of Emmeline Pankhurst fought for. We need to do that. So make those videos. If you don't want your face out there, face it to a wall. Come find a picture in your house and point it towards a picture. Record your voice. Get your voice heard. Whatever your concerns, maybe there's something you would like to put to David Cameron, or maybe you'd like to put something to Baroness Cox. Maybe there's something you'd like to put to any of these people. But you have a voice. Use it. Let's all use it. The tools that we have of social media. Now, they are slowly but surely removing our rights there. They can't remove our videos. If need be, we will find other ways of sharing them. They cannot silence us. They will not silence us. Shame on every reporter that doesn't have the courage to report fairly. Here's an example of unfair footage. Baby on a beach, Baby Island. It caused the world to feel morally obligated to mourn. And it was terrible what happened to that little boy. But his father's now standing trial for being a people trafficker. So who killed that boy? That wasn't Britain's shame. That was his. But a woman beheads a small child in Russia and holds his head in the air, shouting Allahu Akbar. Where was the media coverage? Where was the shame on the fact that these people think they have some God-given right to mutilate and kill children? There was nothing. Silence as usual. The other thing that I've noticed that there was silence on is Coventry is now broke. Coventry now has a problem with grooming gangs. And I noticed a link that had been put out with regards to an app. And this app is so that Muslims can report anti-Muslim hate crime. So I'm about equality and fairness. And as Police and Crime Commissioner, if I get elected, so I'm a prospective candidate, if I get elected, I will ask, why do we not have an app for every woman in this country and every girl in this country to safeguard them from rape and trafficking, grooming, brutalised rape, more prostitution, being targeted by Muslim men? Where's the app for that? You want fairness? Let's have fairness. By all means, have an app for those who are genuine cases of Islamic people targeting them because they're a Muslim. Absolutely, they can have that. But give the women an app to protect themselves that they can report direct to the police. That is equality and fairness. And that is what I will stand for. Equality and fairness for everybody. There will be no exceptions to the rule. So, I've kept it as brief as I can. Please check out the English Democrats for a start. I've had to start a new GoFundMe page because my other one only lasted 21 days. At the moment, people have stopped donating. Now, I understand that. I understand why people don't want to donate. I get it. I do get it. I really do. I've put money of my own in there. Go check it. I've done that myself because I will put my money where my mouth is. And if you could see the hoops that I'm having to jump through and the red tape that comes with standing for Police and Crime Commission, what I'm taking on top of everything else I do is no easy feat. And I am giving all of my time, sacrificing my time with my friends and my family. Why? Because I care enough about you to actually put myself out there and take a risk with the possibility I can win the election. It's not guaranteed, but I damn well will do everything in my power to ensure that we do the best we can do. Check out the English Democrats. Look into why I joined them. And when you've done that, why don't you consider joining too? Let's make this country great. And we can. And yes, back UKIP in the go. Back 'em. I myself will back 'em. But when it comes to an English Parliament and being treated equally, the English Democrats are the only ones prepared to offer you that. So let's back them too. Check them out. Check out all the other things I've told you. Honestly, I'm tired is beyond what I could describe. What I feel right now is exhaustion. But I won't stop. I will keep going on. Make those videos, ladies. Make those videos and sing like a canary in the wilderness. Make sure your voices are heard. Because it was actually Emily Pankhurst who started the word no surrender. So let's live up to what our ancestors fought and died for. And let's start being the new age suffragettes. Let's start getting men to understand it's good to be a feminist. It's good to stand for the rights of women. A real man will do that. Paul Marple, thank you. You know what I'm thanking you for. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you. To all of my friends I haven't had a chance to talk to, I am sorry. I love you all. Thank you for being there. Thank you, everybody. For now, I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to try and do some housework. Don't think my phone will stop ringing for very long because it's actually on silent at the moment, but has already rang 5 times and is now ringing again. So, take care of you. Speak to you all soon. And in the words of Emmeline Pankhurst, truly no surrender. Come on, women. Get those films made, please. Hide your faces if need be, but sing your voices out. Sing them out, and let's show the world that the women of this world will stand together, united, and the men will stand right behind them and back them all the way. For now, take care. Bye.